What's going on, everybody? Josh Engleman for Awesemo.com, and I am back with my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Christmas Day, Saturday, December 25th. Now be sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter, @Josh Engleman. Only place you're going to get any updates to my sim results as we get closer to lock. Let me know in the comments section who is your favorite and least favorite of my contenders for today's slate. And finally, shout out to No House Advantage for being the presenting sponsor of this video. Use the promo code Awesemo when signing up to get up to $25 on your first deposit. Now we're rounding out the bottom of my top 10 with John Collins, Jalen Brunson, Kemba Walker, Gary Payton, and Otto Porter on the outside looking in. Who will be my favorites? My top 5 plays for today? It's time to find out. In first, at number 5, we're looking at Chris Middleton. Just small forward eligible, but 8,300. Projected for 46. The goal is 50. He's in the optimal lineup 27% of the time. I gave him 34 minutes, and we know he's a very different player with no Giannis and no Bobby Portis on the floor. I got him at 1.35 fantasy points per minute in this spot. 33% usage. 25.5 real points, 7 boards, 5 assists, and a steal. Pace neutral against Boston. Not the worst matchup in the world, not the best either. The real benefit here is that Chris Middleton doesn't have to play with Giannis and Bobby Portis. You would hope that he had more eligibility than just small forward, but even still, with just small forward, that's enough to get him to number 5. Next in, at number 4, we're going back to Delon Wright, just point guard eligible, 4,800, projected for 30.5. The goal is 35.5. He's in the optimal lineup 29% of the time. He's just going to be playing a ton of minutes so long as he's able to play. Is questionable with the ankle injury. 0.9 fantasy points per minute. Not a lot of usage, just 14%. But what you lack there, you get in every other statistical category. 9 points, 6 boards, 6 assists, 2.5 stocks. Now, it is a pace down spot against the New York Knicks, but Delon Wright, for his role for 34 minutes, still wildly underpriced. Maybe not wildly, still underpriced at 4,800 for what he's expected to do for this team with everybody out for COVID. In at number 3, the person with the highest raw point ceiling, that is James Harden. Just point guard eligible, 10,700. Projected for 61. The goal, 60.5. Optimal lineup 40% of the time. You can see we just took a monster leap over Delon Wright. I'm giving Harden 38 minutes. I don't know if he can handle it. We haven't heard anything otherwise, but 1.62 fantasy points per minute in this spot. No Kevin Durant, no LaMarcus Aldridge, no a bunch of other guys, but those are the big usage hogs. 35% usage for Harden, 32 real points, 11 boards, 8.5 assists, 2 stocks in a pace up spot against a not very good Lakers team. Harden gains 2.5 possessions over their average. That's more than a fantasy point in that spot. That's a big time bump for Harden. Huge ceiling. Enough value to go around to easily get to 10-7. James Harden, one of your essential pieces on DraftKings for Christmas. The first of 2 center value options are here. Number 2, Demarcus Cousins, just center eligibility, 4,900, projected for 35.5. The goal is 35.5, and he's in the optimal lineup 42% of the time. He's pretty consistently playing about 27, 28 minutes, 1.32 fantasy points per minute in this spot. Hasn't been able to shoot so far. Imagine if the shot starts going in. 24% usage, 14.5 real points, 10 boards, 2.5 assists, 2 stocks, slight pace down spot against Boston. No Al Horford, no Enes Freedom, so it's basically Robert Williams and then nobody else really. I don't think Cousins is going to be all that worried about Bruno Fernando. So I think he's a very nice value at 4,900. Looks good. Price is fine. Minutes are very secure, but he's not the number 1 contender. Now, before we get to that number 1 contender, one last reminder to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you know when everything goes live. Follow me on Twitter @Josh Engleman so you can get the updates to my sims as we get closer to lock. Let me know in the comments. I need your favorite contender and your least favorite contender, and then I need you to go to No House Advantage and sign up using that promo code Awesemo. Power forward center eligible Onyeka Okongwu is your number 1 contender for Christmas Day. 3,300, projected for about 30, and the goal is 29. He's in the optimal lineup 48% of the time. We just saw Okongwu get a start and play full starter minutes. 32, might have even been 34 off the top of my head. I got him in for 32 here. If we're going to see Okongwu start at center and close games, he's a monster play. The fact that you could roster him at power forward is insane here. Not that it's like a problem or anything, but it opens him up even more. $300 above the minimum. You'll basically need to have him everywhere if you know that he is starting this game, because There's no downside to Okongwu at 3,300. He's a fantasy point per minute guy. He's projected for basically a double-double. Now, it is a pace down spot against New York, but who cares? He doesn't even have to play 32 minutes. If you project him for 24 minutes, he's a really nice value that shows up in this top 10 no matter what. Very clearly, Onyeka Okongwu is the #1 contender on DraftKings. Alrighty, folks, that will do it. Those are my NBA DFS contenders on DraftKings for Christmas Day, Saturday, December 25th. Now, FanDuel and Yahoo versions of this video are around here somewhere. Check it out. Good luck this weekend. Happy holidays to everybody. We're back again Monday morning for another edition of the Contenders.